good life, the good life. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life, the good life.
Good afternoon, Shy folk, and welcome back to Old Man Willow Farm. My name's Diane. I run a horse boarding, training, and lesson facility in Oregon in the Willamette Valley. And this week in our vlog, to wrap up our goal-setting series, I am interviewing some of my students and asking them to share some of their goals for this year with you. So I have here with me today, this is Erica, and she rides popcorn. And so Erica, I asked you to think over the last couple of weeks about what are some of your goals?
Okay. 3 of the goals I have, I want to work on my 2-point position. Okay. I struggle with that over the jumps. I want to work on my half halts so that I can do better stops. And then I want to work on my downward transition from the canter because I have a hard time slowing down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are really excellent foundational goals. Just having a secure seat, working on transitions, working on the half halt. And the half halt is actually kind of a complex series of events that has to happen. An unfortunate series of events. So Erica is, what is this? This is your second year?
Second year.
Second year. So these are great goals for her level as a rider. And of course, Popcorn is, I shared a vlog about his history and how Erica ended up with him. So I'll put a link for that in if you want to find out more about his story. But he has tremendous potential for show jumping. So I am going to be taking him to the indoor eventing show in March that I'm taking Diesel to. And so I'm working with him, developing his jumping, and Erica's working on that too. And I think they are just such an awesome partnership and are going to have so much fun together this year.
So excited.
So today I have Ayla here for a lesson. She is one of my youngest students, and she has a horse called, she owns Raven. You've met Raven before on some of my vlogs. She's our old girl. She's about 30?
Like 32-ish, maybe.
32-ish. Anyway, she's so old we've stopped counting. But so I have asked Ayla to share with you some of her goals. So at least 3 goals for this year. So Ayla, what would you say your 3 main goals are for this year?
My first main goal is to focus on dressage with Diesel and get better at riding him. And then I want to improve my jumping seat. So I can be able to jump
And mister.
I want to go to maybe a jackpot, do some barrels with Raven.
Yeah, so Ayla at the moment is riding jumping Lucky because obviously Raven is a little bit too old to be jumping. And Raven was in her youth was a gaming horse, so she's a lot of fun to do a little gaming with. So that's awesome. So Ayla can have fun with Raven, maybe do a couple of gaming shows, work with jumping on Lucky, and then today we're going to get started on the first of her goals. She wants to try learning a little bit of dressage, and so I'm going to let her ride Diesel today. So fun. Right, so I want to take you in, show you my office. Now that I have spoken to all my students, close out the road noise. Now you can see I come in here, and this is where a little desk. I get to sit and have a little glass of sherry and plan my lessons for the year. Right, so I got my cup of tea, got my planner, got some resources here that I'm going to share with you, and I am ready to make a plan. So the first super helpful resource is the Rider's Problem Solver. So if you are struggling with something, for example, so Erica mentioned struggling with her 2-point position and having a secure 2-point position. Ayla with her jumping position and having a stronger seat so she doesn't like fly out of the saddle when Lucky jumps the jump. This is the resource for you. It'll mention the problem that the rider might have, some of the reasons why that's happening, and then give you some exercises to help you to improve that or overcome that. So that's a great resource. Another great resource, which I have had from when I did my instructor certification, is the complete book of Horses and Riding. And why I love this book is because I find that it helps students. It breaks down what you're trying to achieve into step-by-step instructions with pictures, so you can visualize it and know like what are the aids and how do you accomplish that. So for example, with Erica working on the half halt, so she can look at this, we can go through the step-by-step instructions, and then she has in her mind a visual picture of what it is that she's trying to achieve to get the half halt. So that is, I highly recommend that. That's a great book. And then I use this 101 arena exercises just because doing a lot of flat work, which very often is the work that is most important and foundational if you're going to develop your horse properly, can get a little boring. So this just helps with pole work and exercises and things that you can do to make it a little bit more interesting. And then the last one I'm going to share with you is, this isn't for the rider, but like when I am bringing on a horse and teaching them how to jump, this book also I've had for a million years. It's Training Show Jumpers by Anthony Parman. It's a really old book, but it is so good and so helpful, and just gives you a whole training regime for bringing on a young horse. So a great resource as well. So once I have my resources ready, I've got my calendar, I'm going to go through by the month and fill in any show dates, clinics, anything that we have coming up that we might be working toward. So I'll use Diesel as an example. We have as I said, an indoor eventing show coming up in March. So that gives me 6 weeks. So I look at my calendar and I go, okay, counting backwards, I have 6 weeks to prep him for that show. And for him, my primary goal for the first 4 weeks is to build his strength, build his muscles, build his top line, because he can't jump properly or do the work unless he has the muscles to do it. So I've given him 2 days off a week, just because my schedule works that way. And then I've alternated a day of working, doing flat work and pole work, and a day of doing flat work and gymnastic exercises. So that will be, I know, super beneficial for just building up his muscle and building up his strength and building up his fitness level. Unfortunately, we do not have, it is so wet here and we can't ride out. We can't go and we haven't got a gallop track or anything like that. So it's just, we just have to work in the school. That's all we have. And then March, I have 2 weeks before the show. So then I'm going to up my game a little bit. And then I'm going to start working on specific parts of the dressage test and schooling for the dressage test, until eventually I'm running through that and making sure that I have everything as perfect as I can make it. And then I'll be alternating that with jumping days where I do a little flat work as a warm-up, and then we just focus on practicing jumping courses, related distances, different fences that might come up, so like narrow jumps or corners or things like that. So there, I have my 6 weeks planned. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to work on. And yeah, I if you are able to like schedule a couple of clinics or shows or things like that, just to give yourself like a little benchmark to aim for and have something to work toward. I find that super, super helpful. And if you go through the process that I've just spoken of, it will make such a difference. I promise you, it will. Your riding will improve, your horse will improve. And another great, of course, resource is YouTube. My go-to for dressage is Amelia Newcomb. Like if I want to refresh my mind, I'll go and watch her, like how to, whatever, teach a horse how to do a flying change or whatever it might be. She has great how-to videos. So that's also another great resource. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you get your instructor to help you figure out a plan for yourself and for your horse. And I just know that you will improve in leaps and bounds. So remember to like and subscribe to this channel. I post content like this once a week, and those likes are super important. And I love to hear your comments. I respond to them all. If you have any questions about anything I've spoken about, I'd love to hear from you. So I will see you next week.